What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word? Hummingbird, thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this very quick review of Love Match Atlanta Season 1, Episode 4. I am 4 episodes behind, or maybe 5, I don't know, of Love Match Atlanta. And I can't start a show and then, just drop it and not review it because things get too overwhelming, or I've got too much on my plate, or the show isn't that good. If I start a show, I need to finish it. I have to finish it. There's probably been shows in the past that I've dropped and I felt really bad. I really regretted it. It's like it just makes me feel incomplete. So if I start a show, I got to see it all the way to the end. So even though I'm several episodes behind on Love Match Atlanta, I'm going to push through. I watched all of the episodes that I was behind on, and I'm going to do a review on every single episode, whether anybody watches or not, whether anybody cares or not, because it was interesting and there are some things that I want to talk about, even if nobody's listening. So let's start off with Love Match Atlanta, Season 1, Episode 4. So we start off with Ming. She is the one who does the international, interracial matchmaking. So I didn't see any international anything so far in this episode, but she does. She's very heavy-handed on the interracial. So she's doing a image consulting with her client Scott. Now Scott is like a very hard to please client. I think she has sent him out on a couple of dates, and they didn't go well. No, she sent him out on one date, I think, and the other time she met him at a bar and she wanted to see how he interacted with females, when you just give him free reign to do whatever he wants. And so he didn't do very well. He approached a female who looked like she had a lot of potential, but he just doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what to do. He has no game. Scott has like zero game. So she's trying to help him. She's giving him like a ton of advice, but he's not really paying any attention, and he really doesn't take heed to any of her advice. So I don't know if he just loves throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars at me, or if he's really serious about finding a woman. I have no idea. So they are at a men's clothing store, and she's helping him pick out a suit because he has a date coming up. At the men's clothing store, she strikes a conversation with the guy that's working there, and he is this very attractive older African American gentleman, and he resembles Dijon, or I think his name is Dijon Hansu. He was in the movie Amistad. Now, they call him Amistad. I don't know if I guess that's like his nickname or something, because he said that's why they call me Amistad. But I guess they don't like to give their real names on this show. So he goes by Amistad. So she strikes a conversation with him, and because he's very attractive, he's single, she gives him her business card, and she's like, you know what, hit me up because I think I can help you. And she asked him, why are you constantly striking out? And he's like, well, I think I come on too strong too soon. When I meet a woman, when I know that I want to be with her and I like her, I'm already telling her that I love her, that, I want to be with her. I want us to be committed. I want us to get married and have children, like very, very, very early on. And it's just, too much too soon. So she's like, you know what, I can work with you. So he's going to probably hit her up later. Moving on to the duo, Tana and Kelly. So they're meeting with a new client. Her name is Gee, and she's a single mother, a career woman, and she's got zero time to waste. G's like, my time is very precious to me. I have a lot going on. I'm working, I'm stacking paper, I'm raising a child. So, I have no time to waste. I need to get down as soon as possible. So they're going to be working with her. Moving on to Shay. Shay's meeting her new client. Her name is Angela. She's 50 years old, but doesn't look 50 at all. Angela looked like she was 30. She looked so good for her age. Plus, she was just very, very pretty. So Angela, she's a personal assistant. She's a single mother, and she has trust issues with men. So because she's very attractive, Shay was like, I don't think you don't look like someone who have a hard time meeting men. Like, what's the deal? And she says she doesn't have a hard time meeting men, but she has a hard time obviously maintaining a healthy relationship. She says that when she meets men, the next thing they want to do is they just want to go to bed with her. That's all they're interested in, because I guess she's so attractive. I have no idea. So as they're talking, all of a sudden Angela, the client, gets very emotional and she starts crying. And Shay can sense that there's like some really deep things going on with her. So Shay reveals that she was on a date with a guy, and the guy ended up assaulting her. And she's still processing that. And so Shay is like, what you need to do is you need to write a letter to the hurt part of yourself to kind of let that hurt go so that you're able to move on with your life and get past this. And so then Shay makes the decision that Angela is just not ready to be matched because she's dealing with a lot of trauma and she probably needs to go into some deep therapy. She has a lot going on. And so she is definitely not ready to be matched because, there's a lot going on there emotionally. And I was like, good call, Shay, because I feel like other types of matchmakers, maybe someone like Joseph, maybe even someone like me would have just taken her money and ran with it and would have been like, okay, whatever, deal with it on your own time, pay me my money and I'll find you someone. That they would not have cared enough to say no to the money so that she can get help. Moving on. Joseph is meeting with his brother, who's also his personal trainer, and they're talking about marriage. The brother himself has already been married, is already married. He's been married for about 5 years now, and he's asking Joseph, so when are you going to settle down? And Joseph says that he's really considering popping the question to Paris. He says that, Paris is everything that I could want in a woman. I think that we are matched really, really well. She's very into what I'm into. She's very passionate about matchmaking like I am. And, she's all about black love. So it doesn't get any better than that. So he is definitely considering proposing to Paris. Moving on from there, Ming. She is planning a birthday party and it's going to be a mixer / birthday bash. Now, one thing that I don't understand about these matchmakers is that they are so into their business, morning, noon, and night. They're constantly thinking, talking, matchmaking, that I didn't understand why Ming could not have a birthday party without it being a mixer. Like, why do you always have to combine stuff? Like you're doing this and it's also going to be a mixer. Why don't you just have a birthday party without, I don't understand why, she did that. And I thought mixers, if you're going to have a mixer, I thought a mixer was like where you invite all your clients and you're hoping that there's going to be a connection amongst some of them. But it seems like the mixers are for other matchmakers to attend and to try to network new clients. That's what it seems like. So she invites all the matchmakers except Shay because she thinks that Shay is a ghetto hood rat. She said that at Joseph's event, Shay and Paris had gotten into it when Joseph was kicking everybody out. Shay and Paris were arguing, and Ming thought that Shay was going to start throwing down, and she said that Shay got really loud, and she was basically calling her out for being ghetto or uncouth or however you want to call it. So she doesn't want anything to do with Shay, so she didn't invite Shay to her birthday bash slash mixer. Moving on to Shay. She's at home talking to her son about being matched because she hired Tana and Kelly, the matchmaking duo, to find her a match. Now, her son is not that crazy about it. Shay says that her son sees himself as the man of the house. She tells her son, of course, I want to have a partner in my life, but I also think that your baby sister, her little girl, needs like a father figure. And her son says, well, I'm her father figure. I'm the one that she needs because I really have her best interest at heart. So there's nobody better to look after her and to help you raise her than me. So it kind of seems like, the son is really not that crazy about his mother beginning to date. But, he was very respectful about it. He didn't say anything too negative. So then her friend Lamont comes over. Lamont is the other matchmaker who focuses on LGBT matchmaking. So he comes over, he presents her with flowers, and they're chopping it up or whatever. And then the duo comes over, Tana and Kelly, the matchmaking duo. They come over as well because they want to see, they're going to do like some image consulting for Shay. Shay is their client now, so they're coming over for business. This is not a social call, this is strictly business. And so they want to do some image consulting with her to see what would she wear like on her first date. So Lamont is trying to help her pick out an outfit, and the matchmaking duo, they're in the living room and they're like, okay, if Lamont is going to be helping her with her outfit and her look, what the hell are we doing here? So anyway, she comes out in this black cat suit, black one piece jumper. I don't know what it's called, but it's black, it's chic, it's hugging all her curves in the right places. She's looking really, really good. Now, the matchmaking duo, they were kind of not sure about the outfit, but if she likes it, she's gonna wear it. So, yeah, she looked really nice. She looked really hot. I didn't see anything wrong with that outfit. Depending on where you're going to go for your first date. If you're going to go bowling, yeah, maybe that's not the outfit to wear, but who knows? Moving on from there, Ming. She calls Scott's date. Now, Scott is her wayward customer, her wayward client who doesn't really follow directions. And I don't know what he's doing with Ming because he can't get along with anybody. It's not like he can't get along with anybody. He just has no game. He has absolutely no game, and he's so focused on his work and his business. He just doesn't know what to do, I guess, when he's out on a date. So he went out with Gina, and they met at a restaurant, I guess, and they sat at the bar, and they're talking at the bar, getting to know each other. And then all of a sudden, he got a phone call from work, and he left. He took off. So when Ming followed up with Gina, Gina told her what happened. She was like, yeah, we were sitting at the bar, we were vibing, we were conversating. Then he got a call, he left, he never came back. And the whole date, ended really, really quickly. And so Ming was very disappointed. And so she calls Scott, or she meets up with Scott, and she's like, what the hell happened? I matched you with this very attractive woman. She's really good for you. Like, what happened? And he says, well, they were talking at the bar, but he got a very important call from work and he had to leave. And that's just what it is. And so Ming tells him, that was not right. It was kind of rude and you don't treat people like that. And so he feels bad and he's willing to apologize. So she calls Gina on FaceTime, and she has Scott apologize to her immediately. So he apologizes to her on FaceTime. He said he was really sorry. And then Gina was like, I accept your apology. And then Scott was like, well, good luck on all your endeavors. And I'm like, y'all are not going to, because you had to take a call and end the date early. Y'all are not going to give it another chance. Like, I didn't understand why they couldn't go out again. Like, let's start over. Let's start fresh. But I guess if he felt comfortable enough to just leave her hanging at the bar, he probably wasn't that into her. So moving on from there. Now, the dynamic duo, they meet back with their client, G. She's the single mother who is a businesswoman, and she's got no time for anything. She's busy, 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 busy. So they're going to meet up with her for some pre-dating coaching. They give her some tips and some advice on how she should act on her first date. They told her that she needs to be more expressive, she needs to be more flirtatious, and she needs to compliment the man. There's nothing wrong with complimenting the man. So they show her a picture, I think, of her potential date. And, in the photo, he looked pretty decent. So I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. Moving on from that. So Ming, she calls Scott and tells Scott that, hey, I have another match for you. And he's like, well, I'm on vacation right now. So yeah, hit me up when I get back. And so she's like, well, this is what I'm talking about. He's not that serious about being matched because he's on vacation right now. But as long as he keeps some checks coming, I'm not going to complain. I'll take the checks and, take a vacation myself from him. Then the dynamic duo, their client G has her first date, and I was like, where do they find this guy? The dynamic duo, they always act like, that they are the creme de la creme of matchmaking. They act like that they deal with very sophisticated people, that, the top echelon of society, of Black society in Atlanta. And they matched their client G, who was a very sophisticated, educated woman, businesswoman. They match her with this guy who was just so homeboyish. Like, it was not a good match at all. So while they're sitting there and they're talking, he says some things that were borderline inappropriate. She didn't like it at all. Whatever the hell he was saying, she didn't like it. I can't remember. What I do remember is, I think she said something about being shy. And then he said, oh, so you must be like a real monster behind doors, or you must be a real monster in private or something. He said something like that. Extremely inappropriate. So then their food comes, and it was just a salad, and there was onions in the salad. And he tells her to take the onions out of the salad because he doesn't want to talk to her with onion breath. And he told her not to eat the onions. And she's like, can I get a to-go box? And please make sure that there's onion, you keep my onions in my salad. And then she takes her bag and she's out of there. She had no time to waste. And I really admired that she was like, you know what? She knew right away, this is not going to work. This is not what I'm looking for. This is not what I'm paying hundreds of thousands or however much they charge her, $100,000 for. This is not it. This is not cutting it. So she took her salad in a doggy bag and she was out of there. And she just left that man hanging. So she meets with the dynamic duo and she's like, what the hell did y'all match me with? This guy was horrible. This was not my type at all. Like, what is the criteria? What is your screening process? Basically, that's what she was asking. What the hell is your screening process? Where did you find this guy? This guy was horrible. And so they kind of make it look like they got defensive. They weren't like, oh, we're so sorry. We'll try to do better. No, they got kind of defensive and they were kind of like making her feel like she was maybe a little bit too picky, that she didn't give it a chance, that she kind of just rushed to judgment. And I was like, come on, dynamic duo. That guy was not it for anybody, let alone a woman like this. And it was a bad date. So she doesn't want to see that guy anymore. So she meets with them again. And, okay, so then they have found her another match. Yeah, they found her another match and we'll see how that goes a little bit later. Back to Ming. So she meets up with Paris, which is her homegirl. Ming and Paris, they're BFFs. So Paris says that she's ready to get married, but she's not willing to wait around for Joseph. If he's not going to make anything happen soon, she will not be waiting around for him. And then Ming talks about the struggles with her marriage, which I'm still not quite sure what's going on with her marriage. It's like 1 minute I thought they had filed for divorce or that they were going to be getting a divorce. And then the next minute, she's talking about how, she's crying about her marriage and how they're struggling with whatever they're struggling. I think she said that he is ready to retire and just kind of chill now in life. And she's still going with her business. And so maybe that's causing friction in their marriage. I don't know. I don't understand why you're even bringing up your marriage if you're not going to give the details of exactly what's going on. But yeah, whatever. So it's the day of her birthday party / mixer. And everybody's getting ready and to go to the party. And somebody asked her hairdresser, somebody asked her, so is your husband going to be coming to the party? And she said, oh, he had some bad tuna and he's sick, so he's not going to be coming to the party. I don't think anybody believed that. I didn't believe it. I don't think the people in the room with her believed it. I don't even know why she said it. Moving on to Shay. So Shay's still very concerned about her client, Ashley. Ashley is her client who is, she's bald, she's dark skinned, she wears glasses, she's an online sex blogger, and she's very open with her sexuality. And so Shay has been struggling finding her a match. So the first guy that she talked to didn't like dark skinned women. He only liked light skinned women. Then the second guy that she matched her with, he was bisexual. So he wasn't exactly what Ashley was looking for. They really didn't click when they went out on their date. And so she's trying to figure out, what's going to be, what am I going to do with this woman? Who am I going to find for Ashley? Because this is the South. This is Atlanta, but it's still the South. And people, I guess, lean towards being more conservative. And so with her being a sex blogger and being very open with her sexuality, it's kind of like, how do I match her? This is very difficult for me, but Shay is not going to give up. So then Shay gets a call from her friend Lamont, who was the matchmaker that deals mainly with LGBT. And so she gets a call from him and he's like, girl, are you ready for the party? And she's like, what party? And she says, Ming's birthday party. And Shay said, I didn't know anything about a birthday party. And Lamont was like, girl, check your emails. I'm pretty sure she sent you an invitation. And Shay said, I did not get an invitation from Ming about no damn birthday party. She did not invite me. Moving on from there. So that was the end of episode 4. So we'll see what happens with Ashley, her client. That's been very hard to match. We'll see if she's going to go to this party, if she's going to crash Ming's party or not. And we'll see what happens with everybody else. Thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, subscribe. If you don't worry about it. I'm going to still be here anyway. Thank you so much, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.